Hello everyone. Oh, the screen is wrong. Okay, I'll change that. That one. There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome to Racers United, round 14 in Mexico. We are getting the drivers in right now. So yeah, there's 4 more people to join up, and then we can get this underway. Dodge demons there. And then we need who else needed the invites? I mean, Black Major will be here in a couple. I mean, if he's in the BC, no, but he's been on the Discord. Oh, another thing is on Discord, my volume is messed up as well. Okay, yeah, 3 more people left to join. Seth Martin said he'll join before quali, which is in a couple of minutes. Then we've got Black Major and Darkness. Darkness is here. And he said it'd be 2 seconds. There we go. Darkness is in. Okay, so it's just Seth Martin and who else was it? Black Major. And then we'll be able to get it underway. Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, it's short quality today. It's not actually full quality. So there is a bit of a issue if he tries to join midway through a quality which he thinks is full. So we'll give him as much time as possible. Anyways, go to Team VCs now. Top 3, Team VC, cool down or chill, whatever, and then interview. I think everyone knows what to do at this point. And yeah, enjoy the race. You can already up. There we go. We're in to the commentary box now. I'm going to get ready for Mexico. It's going to be pretty similar to the intro I had for the Mexican GP in Tier 2 if anyone was there, but I personally love the intro. You'll see it in just a moment's time. Well, it's going to be an interesting race today. I mean, there's a lot of people fighting for the championship. They're fighting for a seat. Next season is exclusively going to be one tier. So everyone's trying to pump out the best lap times and keep it as clean as possible to ensure that they're the one in that seat next season. 11 out of 12, 11 out of 20 took so far. 9 left to be taken. But anyways, here we go then for Mexico. And off we go then for what appears to be a dry Mexican qualifying session. That'll be a relief to all the drivers straight into the track map. 17 turns. We've got one of the longest main straights on the calendar, so it's going to be a great opportunity for overtaking, so watch out into turn 1. But there's plenty more with a hard S for the drivers to negotiate through in Sector 3. And we'll see the box already won the championship, but that battle for P2 is heating up and it could come down to the last race. It is between 4 drivers and P5 is also on the card with a lot of people tying on points. McLaren Mercedes making 400 points and Alpine nearly double off that. But that championship in the Constructors is still not over for P3. I mean, P2 could also take it. P2 could also be taken by AlphaTauri if they play their cards right. Same with Alfa Romeo. Only 165 off, which is, I mean, only 1 point difference, and that could be the points difference that could be made up today. I mean, that didn't really make sense. But anyways, here we go. The drivers are now leaving the pit lane. Who was the first driver to leave? I mean, do I want him to guess it's State Daisy? Yes, it was State Daisy, the first driver to get out on the track. I mean, it's been a common occurrence, and the box is going to be challenging himself today. He's going to be starting from the back. Now that was a surprise to everyone. But he's already won the championship. He's thinking, let's do a last to first challenge. I mean, there's not that many drivers on the grid today. I think could be a challenge for himself. It's also going to give the drivers at the front a bigger opportunity at getting this race win. So should definitely spice things up quite a bit. We're going to have the box making his way up the field throughout the entirety of the race. But he's going to sit back in this qualifying section. And I think that is the benefit of short qualifying today. Didn't have to set up for 45 minutes, it doesn't have to be too long, it's only around 17 minutes which he loses out on, while these drivers try and set their fastest laps. And I see Seth Martin just came on F1, so let's get that inbound just before we go on to State Daisy, who's going to begin first hot lap of Mexico. And not the first hot lap in this league, because obviously we were here with Tier 2 just 2 weeks ago. But now for State Daisy crosses the start-finish straight and is going to begin his lap. I mean, this would be a very nice place to get a toll from your teammate if you played the game right. And the box is, oh, look at that. I mean, who would have expected it? I mean, a lot of people could have, but he's not trying to get that Racers United record. I think his record of 10 race wins is going to be held for quite a long time. I don't think anyone's going to have as such a dominant season as he has had for quite some time. Definitely made the most out of every race. So far, he's actually got the best attendance. He's attended every single race event. Had that issue in Imola where he got disconnected, but he still attended the event in the form of the sprint race. So if the game didn't book, he would have 100% attendance. And why not make it 12? So he's trying to win the final 2 races. There is also a sprint race. Got to remember that. And it's a 56.8 for State Daisy in Sector 2, now into Stadium. The box actually could give us some helpful tips. I mean, box, if you want to come up into the commentary box for this qualifying, then feel free, let me know. I'll pull you up. And now for State Daisy, he's going to cross the finish line. It's going to be a 1:16.4. And he's going to take provisional pole, but he's the only driver to have set a lap so far. And surprisingly, there's not many people behind him. It's Casper as he's crossing the finish line. He wasn't about a lap, so I'm assuming this is going to be the start of his official first flying lap. I know the box is munching on his dinner. And I think we're going to try to get that. We're going to try to get another invite out to Seth. Maybe the first one didn't work out. There we go. I invited him on a as well. Oh, he's in the session. Never mind. Yeah, this is max attendance today. 17 people. Gideon, actually, a lot of people unable to match that 16.4 from State Daisy. Let me quickly pull out my phone. Casper goes 2 tenths slower. And here we go then for Casper. In Sector 2, going through the S's, negotiating it very well. Oh no, he spins out. And nearly, just narrowly, avoids any barriers, which is good for him, but he will have to run again. And yeah, it doesn't appear to be going too well for him so far. One invalidation, and he spun out on that second lap. Let's cut to Black Major though. He is fighting for P3 in this in the Drivers' Championship. P2 could be on, but he has to maximize this race and the final race, which I don't think the likes of the box is going to allow. And Gianni missing his 3rd race in a row now, so definitely doesn't appear to be going the way he would have wanted in this championship. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Black Major. Goes purple in Sector 2, 500 off of that golden time, but will he be able to beat that in this final sector? Stadium, he has to negotiate very well. Does he have high downforce setup? We'll find out. As he rounds the final corner to cross the finish line, and it's going to be a 1:16.2, and that'll be 1.2 tenths faster than State Daisy. That's going to put him on provisional pole. Penguin with a 1:16.5. He is actually his first race on a brand new set of pedals, and for a guess to anyone who guessed those would be my pedals. So you see all these inputs which he's putting in right now are on my pedals. I used to use this for league racing, so if anyone has watched my main Twitch and you see my league races, he's using the exact same pedals, my pedals, and that is a proud moment, you know. So we're going to see what he can produce on his final lap. I'm assuming he's going into the pits now. And he's got the DRS up, yeah. But he's getting used to those pedals, and he's definitely set a very nice lap time on them. And there's a lot of drivers getting into the 1:16s now. I'm just going to quickly check what the average lap is around here. I expect drivers might get into the 1:15s at the end of the session. Casper, sent me a DM. Let's have a look. Oh, the wheel doesn't want to upshift sometimes. He's having hardware issues. Let's hope they do not persist. And now, for Jill Beppo in the Aston Martin today, I think, never mind. Anyways, Jill Beppo in that Aston Martin. He's got the fish helmet on. He wants to prove that he is a worthy candidate for next season. And is he on a lap at the moment? He is 1.2 down on Black Major. It doesn't seem to be the perfect lap for him. and he'll be looking to maybe improve on the next lap. Or is it a real lap? Not too sure. We'll see as he rounds the final corner. I think he might be around 1.7 off, so 18. Oh, 17.8. It's only going to put him up around 2 positions, and he's going to see himself in P9. Not what he would have been looking for. I need to take a drink. And I'm assuming that is Casper's dad in the Twitch chat. He is rooting on for Casper, who is on a lap. And what does he set in Sector 1? We'll find out in just a moment. It is green. So he's on a personal best time. Let's see what he can compare to Black Major. I mean, he was 2 or 3 times down in Sector 1 in his last lap. So it's going to be closer this time. And now he's going to go through the S's. Try not to spin out the car. I mean, you've got to be very delicate on your throttle inputs and your steering inputs to make sure that those tyres do not fall out of pace. He's only 700s down on Black Major in Sector 2, but it is purple. He could be on for a provisional pole lap. This lap seems to be coming a lot nicer to him. And let's see what he can do. Exit in the final corner. Hit in the apexes very nicely. And now, round in the final corner, it's going to be a 1:15.999, and that's going to put him on provisional pole by over 0.2 of a second. That lap definitely came to him, and those hardware issues are not stopping Casper in that Mercedes. He is flying out there. And is anyone even going to be able to beat that lap? I'll have to find out. Only just in the 15s, so the box thinks there's going to be more time improvements coming along. State Daisy yellow in Sector 1, no improvement for him. And now he's finishing off Sector 2. He is 7 tenths down on Casper's time, but that is going to be down on his own time as well. Once again, going yellow, and I think that a fatherly encouragement from Casper's dad in the chat has pushed him on to get that 15.999. We'll see a Casper win today. I mean, if the pace is right, the box might not be able to make up an entire 16 positions. He will have to utilize the safety cars, which he does very well in this league. And now Penguin on a lap. We're going to see how he does on my tyre. I mean, not my tyres, on my pedals. Gets the DRS wide open. And now we're getting himself ready for the end of Sector 1. And he's only 2 times down. It's going to be yellow, so he hasn't improved on his Sector 1 time. Are those tyres fresh? Is he on used tyres? Who knows? But hits the apex very nicely in that hairpin. It's a very mini hairpin, and it doesn't look like your normal hairpins. But here we go. Oh, very close to the track limit. Surprised he doesn't invalidate, and now going through the S's, does that very nicely and gets the DRS wide open once again. It's going to be a free glide. 2 tenths down. It's a green in Sector 2 though. We've seen over 2 tenths gain in this sector. Can Penguin put it together through Stadium and get himself on the front row? And he misses the apex just a little bit there, and now, oh, he spins out, and he's going to be able to get himself into the pit lane, but that lap seems to be going very well for him, and then tragedy struck, but at least he managed to get himself in the pit lane straight away. And Theo on a lap. Is he on a lap? He did set a 16.5, and that's put him up into P5. So tons of drivers in the 16s, which you absolutely love to see. Got a few more temps on the table, that's what the box thinks. He is yellow in Sector 1. Everyone appears to be yellow in Sector 1 today. And yeah, he's backed out of that lap. Doesn't appear to be going... he might have just finished the lap. I'm not too sure. There we go. We might actually see a lap from Gamer, who is in the pit lane, hasn't set a lap yet. And if Gamer can get this lap done, then he could get himself on pole position. But every driver's in the pit lane, so it's going to be played pretty strategically, if I do say so myself. And Dodge Demon is green in Sector 1. He is on a 17. Those sort of have to be a massive improvement if he wants to see himself getting into the top 10. Oh no, he spins out, and that an end plate loss? No, it wasn't. Car seems to be okay, but he did have a little touch with the wall, and Dragonflies running in P14 and 18.1 is on an bad lap, so getting himself ready for maybe another lap. Who knows? And I think we are gonna follow on with him. Is he on this lap though? I mean, I don't know if he's on a lap. Is he getting himself ready for a lap? He could be. Looks like he is. And no, it's into the pit lane. And Gamer retires from the session as well. Once again, very interesting strategy from the Ferrari driver. So Gamer and the box. Oh, what happened with these two? Dodge Demon hit into the back Dragonflies, and that gave him a 5-place grid penalty. However, it's going to be a very big charge from the back of the field today. The SLR Gamer, proven race winner. He won a sprint race. He didn't win the main race. He did DNF in Monza, but he has won a race here before, so it's definitely still on the cards for him today, especially if the box is right behind him. He will have some confidence knowing that he can only finish better than the box if he doesn't overtake him. Yeah, it's a very nice opportunity to see some potential new faces on the top step of the podium. And Forza Gamer also on the lap. Let's see how he can put it all together into turn 1. Oh, I think he turned in just a bit too early for sector 2 for turn 2. He does hit off the sausage, but maybe that's his own way of getting around that corner. I don't know if it's faster or not. And in sector 1, he's going to be 3 times down on State Daisy, who is the benchmark and is fastest in that first sector. So, oh, he invalidated. I saw that one coming. It was very, very tight, but yeah, clear skies for the rest of the session, and I assume it's going to be clear skies for the race as well, because nobody's said anything about it in the chat. And now ABC. Oh, wrong thing. We're on the final corner. Is running in P9 now. He actually was just finishing off his lap, and that definitely isn't what he was looking for out of the lap. And Dragonflies spinning out the pit lane. Definitely not going well for him whatsoever. And JL Pepper on a lap. About to catch up on this madness, and oh, he's just invalidated. I'm not invalidated, he's just blocked him. And that is terrible driving from Dragonflies. Yeah, Dragonflies, very dirty driving. So, just, yeah. Anyways, Daisy running in P3. Now, round in the final corner. This lap will mean everything to him. 2 minutes 20 left of this qualifying session. And Black Major and Casper yet to be seen leaving that pit lane. So it's going to come down to the very last minutes of this session. And actually, no, Black Major, or is that Penguin who is exiting the pits right now? The State Daisy maneuvers his way into turn 1. Well, he said purple here. He is the fastest, so he's only playing against himself in this first sector. But this is where he gains most of his time. So he will have to make it a substantial gain if he wants to see himself get on that front podium. Oh, 300th gain. I mean, let's see how he can put it in sector 2 and sector 3. And there we go, Casper, Black Major and Penguin all on outlaps. Theo might be on a flying lap right now. And Darkness running in P6 also on his outlap. It could be anyone's game here. And they're all fighting for that position next season. And now State Daisy going through the S's to the very nice. He gets a bit slidey on the exit, but he catches it. And now down the second DRS straight. 2 times down in sector 2. It was a green improvement though. So he could see himself on the front row. But I don't think it'll be good enough. But Posey locks up, and that will be his lap over and done with. And it'll be a very, yeah, he dives into the pit lane. Oh, that lockup caused him everything. And Jamie, welcome to the chat. The boxing game are both retiring in the pit lane. It's going to be a very interesting race, to say the least. And now Casper is catching up to the massive backlog of traffic. Same with Black Major and State Daisy. Unable to improve. is not going to see himself finish this session. And now Penguin begins his final flying lap of this session. It's going to mean everything to him. He'll have to improve by over 6 tenths though if he wants to see himself on pole position. And now, going into turn 1, does he hit the apex very nicely? He does do so. He gets a car stopped and well. And he invalidates. That's him out of qualifying. Now on to Casper, going down the main straight. He is the current provisional pole sitter. It's going to be his first time on pole this season, if he can pull this one off. And now, into turn 1, he doesn't have any fear, or he doesn't have any threat of the Boxer Gamer trying to outdo him. And he might not even need to set this lap. It all depends on what Black Major behind him can do. But now, in Sector 1, is he up? He's 3 tenths down, so we actually are going to cut to Black Major, who might be the only person who can stop the Mercedes driver. But he looked like he ran a bit wide, and there we go, he is also down in Sector 1. So it's going to be a massive improvement from both of them trying to compete with each other. And now, into the S's, Casper just ahead, you can see, there we go, he's getting, and Casper, I believe, will be on pole position. Theo, invalidate Darkness. Let's see where Darkness can put it. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who can set a representable lap now. Same with Magelda, and now around the final corner, what's it going to be for Zion? It's going to be, was it improvement? It was a 16.666, so it's the devil's number into stadium section. Magelda, he's seen pace in tier 2, he has won a race there before, and Casper actually improves on his lap with a 15.951. Very nice from him. And now Magelda doesn't manage to improve, 16.974, and he does get a purple sector 3. And that's him in P7. Well, that is everyone done in this qualifying session, and Casper sets it on pole for the first time this season. He was our season 1 champion, and he came back fairly recently, but there we go. He is going to be starting from first in the main race with the Boxing Gamer both charging down. Well, Jamie, I'm pretty sure you can see in here that people who are in that driver pool currently, there's a lot of drivers here trying to fight for that position with you, but there's also quite a few drivers who are racing down in tier 2 who are not going to be here today. So tune in tier 2 for the penultimate round on Monday, and you'll see the second half of people who you're going to be coming up against, but you'll see who you are and aren't racing against. Could have done a 0.6. Let's get ready to rumble. Starting last as a tier 2 driver. Dragonflies starting from last, but actually no, it'll be the box starting from last, but someone got themselves a pen. Oh yeah, they did. It was Dodge Demon, I think. But yeah, Jamie, if you see anyone who particularly impresses you in this race, feel free to DM me their name, and we'll consider them in the driver's pool. But I think the drivers selected for the driver's pool, I want them to sort of choose the people who will drive alongside them based on what you think of them as a person, because I can't choose 20 people by myself. Oh, okay, yeah. Dodge starting in last with that grid penalty. Yeah, that is fair enough. But anyways, the race will begin in 14 seconds, and the countdown will begin. I hope next season as well, we're going to have that leaderboard thing, like from the left of the screen with the driver name on and all that. It's going to be very nice. But anyways, and here we go then. There's a light going out, and it's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for Mexico. The game actually started pretty early there, and Casper gets off well, but Black Major, already by his side, takes P1 down the main straight. Casper, though, will be using his overtake to try and challenge him, going down into turn 1. Black Major, a full car length ahead, and into turn 1, Casper around the outside. Is going to try and hold off Black Major, and Black Major with the inside line for turn 2, Gets that move done, is now up into P1. Stay Daisy, up into P3. The box might have had a collision off the start. He's running down in P17. 6/10 off of P16. Gamer up into P15. And now, Stay Daisy trying to get the move done on Casper. Casper hasn't had the best start, but he is starting on those harder tyres. Black Major wants to make an early push on those softs. And what's happening down in the midfield? Darkness and Magelda side by side. Magelda just about prevails there. And now going into the S, he's going to back off. And W Best trying to go side by side with Dragonfly. Dragonfly's had an amazing start, running in P8. And down the inside, W Best tries to go for the move. And on those hard tyres, oh, there's a virtual safety car. Dodge Demon loses his wing. But wow, that was a pretty hectic start, and the risk and neutralizer. Everyone catch the breath a little bit, but very interesting stuff off the start here in Mexico, as well as also in the chat saying good luck to everyone. And the box now running up in P13, so definitely made up a couple more places after that incident, I assume, which happened with the likes of Gamer and Seth Martin. That's a very interesting collision which happened. You're looking to see softs are interesting tyre to start on. Yeah, Black Major running P5 in the constructors, I mean not in the constructors, in the Drivers' Championship. There's a lot of points to gain here today, and if he can hold everyone off and make the gains which he needs to, then it's going to be his. And he got around a 1.5 second gain when that safety car came out, and there we go, VSC ended. He might have lost out a bit to Casper. Casper 1.2 off, I'd say he's going about 3/10. So Magelda and Darkness, the battle already begins between these two, and Magelda down the inside is going to get that move done, or really, because Darkness goes off the track to try and battle him, and doesn't happen. Magelda up into P6. And Darkness running very close behind. Will he try to go for the move into Stadium? It's going to be a very late move if he does, and no. Going to stay behind. He's running in P7 now. And W Best, can't count him out. He's been a madman off the start. And now, into the final corner, there's 4 battling for that P6 position. As Penguin running the slipstream of his teammate. Oh no, it's not a teammate, it's Theo. And now, down the main straight, has so much more speed. It's going to go side by side into turn 1 maybe? And yes, he does. And gets that move done. Theo though tries to go for the switchback, and he loses the rear just a bit there, and it slides him off. But he's going to look to try and regain that time. He's dropped out of a second. The DRS just got enabled. So next lap, or on this lap even, a lot of drivers will receive it. And now Dragonfly is super close to Magelda. How does he not go into the back there? I think if that was me, I would probably just lock the brakes. And Black Major's gained 1.7 off that start on lap 3. State Daisy will get the DRS on Casper, so it will allow him to begin his charge on Casper if he wants to. It's going to allow Black Major to pull away, so it's a very interesting strategy. And Jadion out of the session. What's happened to him? And it's going to be another virtual safety car. Will it be a full safety car which comes out? We'll have a look. There's a lot of drivers who've cleared it, so... Oh! Gamer, what happened to him? He will be able to gain that time back, though, under the VSC. And, yeah, the rear stepped out for him. And maybe retiring in the quali session might have not been the best strategy for him. It's not going his way. And there we go. He's getting passed by everyone now. Seth Martin gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC and must go green once again. State Daisy trying to catch Casper off guard, and I think he has. He gained around a 10th off that. And he will get the DRS as well, so it's going to be very tight for Casper coming on to this next lap. And is that Black Major? Who's that? Dodge Demon left the session. Okay, interesting stuff. And he's already been lapped. Comical stuff from the back markers in today's race, I guess. Hadn't even passed the DNF car yet. That was pretty embarrassing. Anyways, here we go for Penguin. You can get a DRS on State Daisy, but State Daisy trying to hold on to Casper and Seth Martin out of the session as well. What on earth is happening here? let's have a look. It's not going to be a safe car. And how does he run off at Stadium? We're going to catch on to that. See what on earth has just occurred. And I'm not too sure how you go off there, but interesting. Very interesting. Anyways, Daisy now getting with that DRS. In the tip stream of Casper, it looks like he's going to get that move done into turn 1, around the outside. And he's going to get the move done. Casper tries to stick it down the inside. He loses out. And he won't get that second help in the he won't get that DRS. Daisy will. But he will be able to hold on in that slipstream and gain a little bit more. But Daisy now catching up to the back marker on lap 5. He's going to get that DRS if he just plays it right. But wow. And the box, let's follow his charge again. He is now running up in P10. He's got another 9 positions to gain if he wants to get that race win. But so far, there has been no safety car for him, which is definitely not going to be high hopes to his spirits. And now, going into the S's, let's see what he can produce through here. He's gaining substantial amounts on the Haas driver of ABC. And this is just a game to the box. He loves this. And there we go. With the DRS down the inside, is going to get that move done into Stadium. And he might even be able to catch on to the DRS of W Best, as he runs a bit off the track there. So you have to watch out for his track limits. Black Major sets a new fastest lap of 119.6. And the box, will he get the DRS? It's going to be very, very close. And, oh no, he won't. By 28 thousandths of a second. You might be looking to get the DRS in the next lap, which he will do at this rate, but super, super close. And now, into turn 1, won't be any moves made, but you just get closer and closer, and just ahead, Darkness and Magelda at it once again. And now, with the DRS, Magelda got the move done then, because Darkness isn't getting that DRS and Magelda is. And now, sorry we missed that, but yeah, box has been very dominant this season. By looks of the standings, yes, the box has been extremely dominant so far this season. So hopefully next season it's going to be a bit more of a battle. But there we go, as the back marker gets out of the way, being lapped on lap 6. I'm pretty sure that's a quite clear example of absolutely nil pois practice. If I have to do this myself. And Casper into the final corner. Oh no, Daisy spins out. That's been a common occurrence for him when running in the podium positions. He spun out quite a lot, and that's super unfortunate for him. Running super well in this race, and it just all comes crumbling down to him on lap 7. There's still a lot of time to make up for it though. And now Black Major 4 seconds ahead. Is this strategy going to pay off for him? He will have to go on a 2-stop maybe. The 1-stop might work for him, and there we go. The box gets moved done on Darkness into turn 1. Running up in P7 now, and Dodge Demon retires in the pit lane. Normally that would get penalised, but for the way which the race was run for him, I guess it is what it is anyways. The box running off sector 1, just making so much gains on the rest of the field, and he's going to come and intervene in this battle between Darkness and Magelda and take position off both of them, and then just be on his merry way. That's the way the box does it around here in Racers United. But after this race, we will start talking a bit more about the driver pool, since there's only one race left to go. And now, for the box, he's going to hold off. He's playing it smart. He knows he doesn't have to take any risks. He knows he can get the move done if he wants to. Magelda won't get that DRS, and the box will. So it probably would have been better for him to leave it off until now, and the weather forecast stays clear. I thought it was going to be a bit of rain based on the clouds which we just saw in Stadium. But now with the DRS, the box gets a bit slightly on the exit. That dirty air will be affecting his tyres quite a lot, and it's not able to make the gains which he might have wanted to. But he might still go for that move into turn 1. Let's see what he does. Round the outside, later on the brakes, side by side with Magelda. Get that move done, and Magelda trying to stick it down the inside on him, pushes the box off the track. Actually, no, the box stays on the track, but the box with better traction gets a move done. Now Darkness is going to be able to go side by side with Magelda, and we'll get the inside line. The box pulls out to give him the best opportunity, and oh, he's not going to be able to get it done. And W Best gets a move done on Darkness. 4 cars battling. Magelda gets a bit slidey. And Darkness tries to go for the move, but it backfires on him. And W Best takes full advantage of that and takes that position. And now Darkness trying to get that move done on W Best, reclaim the position. As Magelda's already dropped nearly out of a second to the box. So that battle for P7 will just be between them three. And P6 is going to pull away from the equation. There's a yellow flag even in Sector 2 or Sector 3 in Stadium. Seems to have cleared. There's Casper. Oh no, what happened to Black Major? Black Major had a moment and he has lost the lead to Casper. Casper, this is going to be great news for him. But Black Major, given it everything, doesn't have DRS, but with the ERS, is going to use the overtake, go side by side and down the inside into turn 1. Let's see what Casper can do. Oh no, we lost broadcast for 1 second. Now Casper round the outside, keeping it very clean with each other. Lovely racing. And Black Major still loses that position. He's going to use all that overtake though. He needs that move done. He needs to regain a good gap. And now down the inside, it's a very late lunge. Casper is going to get the switch back. And now round the outside, side by side. Still going to stay side by side and nearly touch each other. And oh, Black Major gets slidey on the exit. And Casper reclaims P1. And what a great move and what a great battle for them two. Definitely just what you love to see, and those softs are going to be falling off for Black Major. He's giving it absolutely everything now with the DRS. Will he go for that late move? Will he try to catch him off guard? No, he won't. But into Stadium section, I think we're going to follow this battle. He's still going to try to get that move on Casper, but it seems to be a lost cause for him at this point in time. He needs to get a better exit here. It'll give him the best run down the main straight. And, oh, I don't think he did get the run which he wanted. And now we're going to see the speed diff between these two down the main straight. Black Major has so much more straight line speed, and Casper is recharging that battery. 14 kilometers, 16 kilometers extra speed isn't going to come to anything for him. And now going to the second DRS straight. He's a lot closer this time. Will he use his overtake, and will he try to get that move done? He gets a bit slidey on the exit, and I think it will be a now or never situation for Black Major. And oh, he's going to stay behind. It's going to be heartbreaking for his team boss. In the Alpine, he was running so well, and it all came crumbling down for him. As the box now running up in P6, getting 10 positions off the start, is putting on a champion's drive, which he is. And Darkness also into the pit lane, getting his first pit stop done. Black Major might consider getting into the pit lane as well, but he is still holding on with this DRS to Casper. But that gap is closing and closing much more to the likes of Casper and Black Major, who are going to get caught up in this battle if he can get it right. But no, I think he's going to drop out of a second, and it's going to be super close. He might just stay in 988, 106, 935. He's just about got that DRS. And now down the main straight, he's going to have to cling on for dear life, and he's going to have to hope that Casper makes a mistake. Those tyres are dropping away very fast. Now down the main straight, getting. He's very lucky that he's got that massive slipstream and all that DRS to use, and the tyres are just not coming to him anymore. In turn 1, he messed that up very badly. Gets a bit sliding in the exit. So does Casper though, so it is sort of equal. But now, down the second DRS straight, who is going to come out on top? Obviously Casper, but he's getting just a little bit more and more. And now, oh, ABC and W Best spins out. ABC up into P8 now. Is running with the time penalty, same with W Best. Well, the gamer, haven't seen much of him this race whatsoever. GL Beppo getting on him. Running in P11 and P10 respectively. And oh, GL Beppo tried to go for the move down the inside. He saw that opportunity, and he definitely tried to get the move done. Didn't come to him though. And now, yeah, Black Major officially dropped out of a second to Casper. It's very fine margins, and yeah, he will no longer get that DRS, and I think it's going to be time where he dives in the pits. Yes, he does. And let's see what tyre he's going to go on to then. Will it be the mediums? Will it be the hard? If it's a medium, I would expect a 2-stop, but if it's the hards, then he could definitely make off one shot. Right, I'm off for a race. Oh, good luck. Yeah. See you, Jamie. Good luck in your race. And it is the mediums for Black Major, so he might be praying for a safety car. But the pack is fairly close together, and he's going to come out in P8, running from P2 in the box, now running up in P5. Forza Gamer and JL Beppo both running down the straight. It might be close for JL Beppo, actually no it won't be, he's going to clear them both, and Black Major drops out with the points from a singular pit stop. And State Daisy recovering pretty well from that spin. 2.7 seconds is the gap between him and Casper. And Theo is also getting pretty close to Penguin in that Alpine. But as it stands, 2 Alpines are running on that podium. Actually no, only 1 Alpine. And Darkness has to pass the lap up for 119.1 on those mediums. We've got to remember, Darkness also did pit, but it looks like he's had some sort of issue since coming out of the pit lane. He's running 12 seconds off at P13. And now Penguin getting more and more close to State Daisy. It looks like that move is lining up for itself very shortly. And now into the final corner, State Daisy gets a bit slidey. Penguin is going to give it his all down the mid straight. And now in the DRS is going to be gaining and gaining and gaining. There we go, DRS wide open. Let's see what the time gain is going to be between these two. And there you go, you see it going up and up and up. He's going to get so much more down the end near that near the end of the straight. And the box catching on to this freeway battle for the podium for P2 and P3, you would say. And now Penguin so much more closer to State Daisy this time. It's going to pull to the inside, and will he go later or will he go deeper? He does go deeper on the brakes, and very, very close between these two. And the touch, but Penguin gets through. Very neat battling from them all, and Theo all over the rear of his teammate now. The Williams fighting for that championship position against these Alpines. P2 could still be on for the Williams team if they can get this race right. Black Major and Forza Gamer both fighting for position side by side. This has been a commonplace for overtaking. Black Major up into P9 now. The box and State Daisy both fighting for position as well. Box up into P4. Although they all do have to box still. Now this could be going well for Black Major though. And especially for Casper, who is 6 or 7 seconds ahead of the box now. And now down the main straight. Will the box be able to get that move done on Theo? I don't think he will. Theo is going to be gaining on Penguin, who's cleared everyone and up into P2. He does have a penalty though, we've got to remember. And now once again, gaining. Into turn 1, Theo gets a 3-second time penalty. Out of the entry to turn 1, very, very close between them two. And now with the DRS wide open once again, it's gaining, but the box is making those bigger gains. And now let's see what can be done as the now all getting ready for the hairpin. And the gaps are so close together, but unfortunate for Gamer, his race hasn't went the same way which he might have hoped it would have went for it. Could have went for him, because he definitely was looking to make his way up with the box. And if you got to ask, where would he be if he had just stuck on with the box? And now the box down the inside of the field into Stadium. It's going to be his first chance to take that podium position from last. Now running up into P3, staying side by side with field, though very clean battling throughout the entire field. And the move is done, and JL Beppo gets it. Oh no, Forza Gamer spins out. Unfortunate for him. W Best had a collision with ABC, and that battle is going to remain. But yeah, important there that those two did collide with each other. And now State Daisy getting on his teammate. He does have more speed in his setup. And now the box going to be challenging for P2. He's getting very close to that P1. And it's going to be very scary if he actually does manage to pull that off. And now, with the DRS, the box literally looks unstoppable on the track today. It's going to get very close to the back of Penguin. And it's going to line up that move very shortly. And now, for W Best and ABC, both fighting for that P7 and P8. And now, W Best, very, very close. Unable to get anything done with that though. And when will these hard runners pit? That's what I want to know. We're nearly halfway through this race, but yeah, we're not even halfway through the race yet, and all this action has happened. Maybe where to go from this, and oh, 2 moves done in 1 corner on ABC. W best run Steve, and now Black Major making the charge onto the Ferrari driver around the outside in stadium. Gets 2 moves done in 1 sector, and now run up in P7 and Casper in the box. What's happened between these two? Wait, what? Oh no, was that Penguin in the box? I thought Casper had a moment. I saw the position change for the lead. That was very weird. And now Theo utilizes the exit of Penguin, and oh, what's happened between these two? Theo's lost his wing. Penguin loses his wing as well. 2 contenders for P2, and that's going to bring out the full course safety car. They're both side by side down the straight, and they've touched, and both of them have lost the wing. Oh, Casper, will he come into the pit lane? He will get that free pit stop, but the safety car has just came out, and wow, that is very interesting. And Casper was actually making gains on the likes of the box, very minimal gains, but it was gains nonetheless. And will Casper stay out? But this is going to be really good for Black Major, who's on those mediums. You might be looking to hit the end. There we go. Casper comes into the pit lane. Done 16 laps on those hards. Anything is possible. And there we go. The box also into the pit lane. State Daisy into the pit lane. Penguin definitely into the pit lane. Magelda into the pit. Theo into the pits as well. What tire are they all going to go on to? I presume it's going to be those mediums. And wow, it was going all so well, and then yeah, Miami, when Black Major and Theo had that incident with each other, but this time it's with the other Alpine driver, and he actually does come out just ahead of him. And Forza gets a 5-second time only for touching SLR Gamer. That must have been into the pit lane. But yeah, luckily the safety car did come out, so they haven't really lost that much. But the box is in his prime position to take the lead of this race, and he won't have to pit again. Many people would have feared this moment to come, but he's definitely lining up to become driver of the day today. Indefinitely. Remember, you can vote Richard9.net/vote, but is looking like the worthy driver of the day candidate. Depends though, if Casper can hold him off, he might be your driver of the day vote. It's going to be very interesting come the end of this race. And as we're cross for lap 18, I think that was probably one of the perfect times to come in on those mediums to take them to the end of this race. And Black Major, I assume, came into the pits onto those hards. That was an interesting strategy from him. I think if he went onto those hards before, those mediums would be beautiful for him right now. But maybe he was praying for a situation like this and it was all in the strategy. Who knows? But his tyres will certainly be much better than everyone else's come the end of this race, regarding there is no more safety cars. Safety car will stay out for another lap. There's also another prime opportunity for the likes of SLR Gamer to make his way up the field. Started in P15, now running up in P11. Just waiting for Dragonflies to catch up to the back of the safe car. Lap 20 was the pit window for the loser brand. Maybe a lap and a half's worth of tyre consumption. So it's going to be tight at the finish line. I mean, if we get into puncture territory, there could be a couple punctures. This track surface is, the track temperature around here is very, very high. 28 degrees. Those tyres are going to be like melting marshmallows. That's the best way I could describe it. And into the final sector to go. Dragonflies just catching up to the rest, to the back of the field. Is now getting ready for the end of sector 2, and oh, we look disconnected once again. He's having Mahusa problems. There we go. Invite him in. The safety car coming in at the end of this lap. Casper leading the field. He's led most of the laps of this race so far. Black Major did have that incident that cost him it all. But now it's a chance for the box to take the lead of this race from the back of the grid. Let's see if he can do it. But Casper will be hoping that doesn't happen. And now around the final corner he's went. Has he caught the box off guard? It's going to be a very long straight. So he had to go very early. And now the box. Gaining. Will he get that move done? I don't think it's going to be possible. 6 tenths is a huge gap to adhere to. And now Black Major gaining on W Best on those hard tyres. Will he get the move done into turn 1? He's going to pull to the inside line. W Best retakes that line. There we go. Black Major has to sit behind. And Casper loses out just a little bit to the box. And now the box is beginning his charge for P1. And he just wants to taste victory for the 11th time this season. He was confident he was going to win this race today, and it is looking very possible for him. And now this Penguin trying to make up the positions he lost when he had that collision with Theo, who's behind him. Who knows what the battling will be like between these two. As he now going through the S's, and he's getting very, very close to him. Who is going to come out on top? I'm pretty sure he's going to go for the move. He's got the overtake. He's in the slipstream into stadium section. He's going to go side by side. And will Penguin let him go? It's going to be very close. Penguin goes off the track and through goes Theo up into P5. And very close, nearly touching the back of the Williams driver. Rounding the final corner. It's going to get very, very close with each other. And he's going to use that overtake. And he could go side by side into turn 1. But Theo has more straight line speed, I believe. Yes, he does. He has way more straight line speed. Going to lose like quite a bit on those straights without the DRS, which gets enabled next lap. And the box once again made a tiny little gain on Casper. He did get the fastest last lap, 1/10 faster. So it's marginal gains, but with that DRS, it seems to be going the way of the box so far. Casper will do everything he can though to try and hold him off. Become a race winner in season 2. Obviously multiple race winner in season 1, but we'll be looking to maybe spice it up a bit with this season at least. And the box spins out. Oh, that is very interesting. Drops down into P7, P9 even, and is going to be chased down by JLPF or Gamer in Darkness. Well, it's a total reset for the McLaren driver. who gets there passed by Black Major, or Black Major might have had a moment, but that's a very interesting twist to this race. Casper is going to breathe a breath of fresh air now. The box is miles off and he has to make a bunch of overtakes if he wants to get a move done. But the box has just fallen away from that. And he's gaining on W best. He's going to get the move done. But with the pace Casper's shown, a couple attempts a lap will not do it. Especially since he has to make overtakes as well. It's going to lose him a lot of time. And Casper or State Day, it could be anyone's race win. All 5 of these people have not won a race this season. It could be anyone's win, but this podium is going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. And this is going to be great for the championship of the Williams as well. With lots of overtakes happening throughout the field. What happened to Black Major running in P14? Penguin, possibly, if he gets a time penalty, might lose out more points, and it could allow the Williams, who are going to be running on the podium if they keep this up, are going to be in a very nice position for the final race in Brazil and could take P2 in this championship. AlphaTauri nowhere to be seen today, going to drop out massively in this battle, and I don't think it will be possible for them to come back, as Black Major trying to make a move towards a gamer when a bit too late and loses out and spins. But now see Theo gaining and gaining and gaining on Magelda, getting very, very close to him with the DRS. You can see he's going for a high-speed setup and it's going to stay behind. It's going to look for the move into turn from the second DRS straight, as ABC gets overtaken by the box, and the box once again trying to make his charge back through the field. It's going to have to be an absolutely mahoosive job from the McLaren driver to get it done, as Field goes down the inside and goes very, very deep and tries to go for the switchback on Magelda. Does that very nicely into the hairpin, late on the brakes once again. Magelda, what can he do about this? As Field gets up into P3, remaining side by side with Magelda though, who has the inside line into the S's, and ultimately that was never going to go Field's way, but he will have another shot with that DRS in just a moment's time, and taking as much curb as humanly possible. Now, will he try to get that move done into Stadium? It's going to be a very deep move if he doesn't know. He's going to try wait for that main straight so he can get that 2 helpings of DRS. And welcome, Renner. You're in on a battle for the podium. W Best, the championship leader, started from the back. He wanted to do a last to first challenge. He was very close to P1, spun out and is now running in P6. And now, Theo will even need the DRS to get this move done. I don't even think he will, but he will get it anyways. And now running in the slipstream with Magelda, it's inevitable. It's going to be a P3 for the Williams, and also P2 for State Daisy. This is great points for Williams, and the battle where it looked impossible to get second in this Constructors is looking well more alive now. And these two are on a charge. It will come down to the last race if this is how things stand at the moment. It's going to be a huge points gain altogether. And State Daisy with 3 seconds of time penalties. That is something we've got to take into account. They do both have time penalties. Let's have a look at the time penalty data here. It's 6 seconds for State Daisy, so they will have to pull out a gap if they want to get the if they want to take charge in this Constructors, with 1 race left to go after this, with a sprint race as well. So it's going to be much more points left to gain. And now Magelda won't be able to do anything with that DRS. Theo gets in the DRS of State Daisy as Gamer gets another time penalty. And oh, Magelda, that was a lag spike for him. And he actually managed to get a little bit through that corner. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that because of the lag spike, but Theo will get a DRS on the teammate. Will he get that move done? Will his teammate let him pass? Will they play the team game here? Casper though, where have we seen this before? In Season 1, he was absolutely dominating. And it seems to be another dominant drive from the Mercedes driver as Magelda and Theo both get the move done on State Daisy. Theo disconnects from the session. That's horrible for him. That's going to be put out very quickly. And he's had lots of connection issues so far today. We've got another invite out to him. But he's going to lose our positions to Magelda very fast. If he doesn't get in as soon as possible, it's going to be super tight. But State Daisy loses out 2 positions, and those tyres don't seem to be working for him. It is Mexico. This is the track we're racing at today. We've got 11 laps left of this race, and it's been carnage all the way from start to finish. And now the box once again. Oh, it gets a bit slidey. That could have been another moment for him. Could we have seen him out of the race there if he didn't manage to catch that? And now the box making his way back up onto the podium positions. Theo losing out so much positions here, and it's going all so bad for the Williams. But Magelda putting in a solid effort for that Red Bull team. Red Bull have not seen any success this season, running dead last in the Constructors. 26 points. Haven't got any points in a lot of races. And Daisy had a moment on the final corner of the box, up into P3 now. 10 seconds away from Casper. Will he be able to do it? It might come down to the last lap. It depends. He'll have to gain well more than a second a lap if he wants to get this move up into P120. He will need a safety car. He's putting himself in a very good position. His Gamer also running up in P4. This race has went from 0 to 100 very fast. Gamer was running out of it for this entirety of the race, and the Penguin now running out of the points. So it's still going to be some good points gain for the Williams, but it wouldn't have been as nice, which they would have wanted before Field disconnected from the session and Penguin back up into the points. But our main focus here is on the battle for P3 or even P2. But they are making substantial gains on Casper, but Casper can't afford to go a bit slower than he has to. I mean, 9 seconds. This hasn't been any dominance like this in Tier 1 since the box in Bahrain and obviously many other tracks. But now into the final corner, the box setting himself up for P2. And now with the overtake, he's going to get that move done inevitably, and in the slipstream gets his way up into P2. And there we go. Started 16th, now running second. But he would have wanted that P1. Just hasn't went the way of him today because Casper has kept it super consistent and is enjoying it out there. You can imagine he's on a very nice drive, and this is a very good call, or a very good statement for Season 3, where he will be racing in, that he is not here to play around and he could compete for wins when the time comes to it. But this is something which has been oddly familiar to me, with a Mercedes winning on one of the in the penultimate race of the season. But the race still has 8 laps left to go, or 7 laps. No, 9 laps left to go. And the box now has to make huge gains if he wants to get that race win. And the box, 3 attempts was on the last lap. We'll have a look as he crosses the line as well. But here we go, the box is about to cross the line, and he sets the fastest lap of the race. 8 attempt gain. It will be very close. He will have to make much more gains than that, though. He'll have to pray that Casper makes quite a few more mistakes. But like we said before, Casper won't be giving it his all. Actually, he will be giving it his all. But he will be very on edge as Magelda and Gamer both side by side. Gamer nearly spins out. He got very slidey and he's had to back out of that one. Stay Dizzy will get the run him down the second DRS strip, but he won't make anything of it. But that has cost him a lot of time to Magelda in the final podium position. And welcome Samima, I'm assuming that is, to the chat. As Darkness and Theo both side by side. Theo back in the session, and Darkness was running very dead last at one point, now running in P6. Great stuff from him, and Black Major back into the points. Is now making gains on Theo, and he gets a bit slidey on the exit. I would say it will be very, very demanding. It'll have to be a very, very dominant drive from the Williams next race at this stage. If they want to get that P2, it's going to come down very close. It's going to come down the wire, maybe in the final lap of Brazil, because it is a sprint race. And yeah, the box hasn't made a substantial gain in that last lap, only 1/10. So the box was definitely trying to give it its all on one of the recent laps. And now Theo with the DRS on Darkness is going to try to get that move done again. And gaining on it's going to pull to the outside line, the racing line, and into turn 1, deeper on the brace. Gets that move done, or does he? Yes, he does. That's going to allow Black Major to set himself up very nicely to prey on that McLaren, who's just had to make up for that bad exit and feel with the DRS. Darkness managing to maintain that side by side. It isn't very strong, the DRS, on this part of the track, and tries to remain side by side, but feel too good on the brakes. As ABC and Magelda both side by side. What happened to Magelda? Running down in P10 now. He's lost his wing. That is very interesting. What happened to him? And yeah, unfortunate for him. And now, with the DRS, Darkness gaining on fuel. It's going to be a continuous battle for P5, I assume, to the finish. But Black Major also needs to get those points up. He will get the points up with the time penalties as well. And Box did get a time penalty. So, inevitably, it looks like this race win is coming to Casper. 5/10 loss on that last lap. But Casper will care. He knows 5/10 doesn't mean anything as we're going to lap 36, 6 laps after. It'll have to be well over, it'll have to be around 2 seconds a lap. Plus the overtake if he wants to get P1. So Casper, desperate, definitely not in desperate need of anything. And now, it's gonna, whoa, 2 position changes? Oh, Magellan in the pits. Forza and ABC both battling for P10. Let's see the final points position. Gets the DRS and now running in the slipstream. He's getting quite a bit, but it won't be enough whatsoever. And the Haas, another race without points scored for either of them. They're on a good run. And then it is now gone for them. Casper round the final corner. Lost out quite a bit more to the box on that lap. I'd say it was around nearly a second there. Casper definitely playing it on the safe side, but it's going to be very risky because one mistake and it will be over for him. 7 tenths on that last lap. So yeah, if the box, if Casper spins out at all, which I'm assuming he's going slower not to do, he will lose out on Magelda. Retired from the session. What? That, I feel like that was an intentional crash for some reason. And he got 2 time penalties and crashed out. Yeah, I feel like that was an intentional crash. Oh my god. Well, 2 races left to go. It's going to be very close at the finish, but intentionally crashing. Bang. Yeah, next season, this will definitely not happen because of the way we're running it, but I guess we'll have to finish this season, maybe finish this race, and we can't let anything put a negative onto it, onto what is happening. And Gamer and Stay Daisy both come into the pit lane. Casper and the box have both opted to stay out. So the box thinks he can get this done on track with a free second game. I think if Casper was preserving his tires, then that's gonna be huge for him. And yeah, it should be huge for the Mercedes driver. And the safety car, with 4 laps to go in this race, it's going to come in on lap 34, I assume, to bring 2 laps of racing, which is going to be absolutely huge for everyone here. And Now, as it goes through stadium to begin lap 33, I think, I mean, people could catch up at the end of the next lap. It could come in for 3 laps, but I assume it will be 2 laps of racing at the finish. So, I think Black Major has made absolutely huge strategy call here. I mean, Casper and Black Major both run in the best positions without any time penalties whatsoever. And everyone catching up to the safety car. Who does everyone think is going to win this race? It could be anyone's race win, let's be honest here. With the amount of battling we've seen this race, anyone can win this. I mean, Casper was definitely the worthy candidate. 7 tenths. But where have we seen this before? A safety car comes out when a Mercedes is leading by a very big margin. And he doesn't pit, and people behind him pit. Where have we seen this before? But I think, yeah, it'll be either coming in this lap or next lap. I'm going to predict next lap. So we're going to get 2 laps of racing in the box. I mean, not the box. I'm so used to seeing the box these days. Casper has to, I mean, I'm not used to seeing that either because last season, but Casper has to hold him off. And the final sector is where he does it best. He's held him off before on the restart. Will he be able to do it this time? However, the box did spin out before on the safety car restart. He'll be looking not to do that again. But if he does do that again, then he's going to lose out massively. But it won't really matter to him. He is the champion. And Darkness and Penguin. Oof, what happened there under the safety car? Gamer onto those softs. Who actually pitted onto those softs? Let's have a look. Detail. There we go. Okay, so there's 6 drivers on new soft tires. Well, ABC on used softs, but all on soft. Same with Dragonflies on used softs, but yeah. And then a lot of the top have not opted to go on those fresh tires as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting at the end of this race. 2 laps it will be at the finish, and there we go. Everyone's caught up to the safety car now. And there's a car park, and who's going to get a time penalty for that? Let's guess. Thank you for the follow, Random German. Sorry, just seen that from 2 minutes ago. We're in the final 2 laps of the penultimate race of this season. The championships have both been concluded, but there is a massive battle for second. And the battle actually spans with Theo and Black Major. So these two are going to be battling out for the best points position possible to gain on Ole and Gianni. Maybe these two could also take the points off Ole, and Ole could be dropping down to P5. This is the loss of missing races. And there we go, the safety car coming in at the end of this lap. We're going to get 2 laps of racing at the finish. And it's going to be very, very, very tense for all the drivers on the grid. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to win? My predictions are on Casper. And there we go, Casper getting the pack ready. He knows this restart means absolutely everything if he wants to win this race. And there we go. He's went. Has he caught off the box? Oh, I think he's caught off the box by a long shot. 2 seconds. Casper has maximized this restart. He's caught a lot of people off guard. And Theo is now going to make his charge onto the box. But Black Major, if he can hold on, it is going to be huge for him in his championship. And ABC now side by side is going to go 3 wide into turn 1. ABC in the inside. Darkness gets a move done. Absolute carnage. Penguin fighting his way up into P5. Beautifully gets a move done on St. Daisy. And Black Major running in P4. He is still in a good time ratio though to get P2. He just has to make a tiny bit more in gains. And Forza gets a 3-second time penalty once again. And Forza and Gamer both going side by side. Gamer hasn't had the best history of pitting onto soft and then getting a good result in this league. And now he's going to look to get himself into the points, or even further into the points. And I'm pretty sure the fastest lap will go to someone running on these softs. But Casper, though, maximised this restart. Everything has went his way today. And he's going to be driving himself to his first victory of Season 2. Which is going to be great for his stats. And it just really reminds me of Lewis Hamilton for some reason. But he's going to round the final corner and he's going to begin the final lap of this race. And he's going to see the box in his mirrors. But it won't matter. There won't be any DRS. There'll be no possibility for him to make any gains whatsoever. But want to have a look at what's happening in the midfield on this final lap. Seems to be the pack is spread out by literally tenths. As State Daisy round the outside into turn 1 is going to try to get the move done on Penguin. This is for some severe point, and Penguin has another incident with a Williams driver in this race and is now forced State Daisy into P9. They were running super well with the points before, but now the weight has swayed in the hands of Alpine, and it looks like they're going to be the ones getting well off, going to be more well off in the constructors. And now the box 7 tenths off of Casper. It doesn't matter though, he does have that time penalty, which we've got to remember. And Casper, I don't think he's pushing too hard. He knows all he has to maneuver is his final sector, and the race win is going to be his. And the box can try and try, but it can't be taken away from Casper, who hasn't won since Season 1. He came back midway through this season, hadn't been too good on this game so far, and he's been racing for so long in Races United, and now is going to cross the finish line to win the race, and is going to get his first Season 2 victory as the box rounds off in P2. Didn't manage to get that win in the end, but another race winner added to Season 2's tally is going to be Casper, and he's going to be very happy with that. 3.8 seconds is a gap with those time penalties. Everyone crosses the finish line. Casper comes out on top. Great drive from him in the box. Gets driver of the day from the game. Remember, you can vote for your driver of the day at Races United on net. /vote for that race. Was very, very hectic from start to finish. No, I don't think there was one lap where we lacked so much drama. And Casper came out on top in the end to get his first win of Season 2, and he's going to add to his overall win tally from this season. And it's going to be the first win for Mercedes in Season 2. That's going to be great for their constructors going into the final race. And there we go, his dad in the chat says, well done. I'm proud, a very proud dad. And there we go, Casper, race winner number 1, and keeps it very clean without getting a single penalty for that entire race. The only driver to do so, apart from the two who DNF'd fairly early on in this race. Now we're going to cut over to the cooldown room in just a moment. I feel well done in the chat, and there we go. Yeah, like Kimmy said, beeping finally. Yeah, been a long time coming. I mean, he hasn't been here since the start of Season 2, but he has been here long enough for this season to the point where a race win was in order for him. We're going to come over to the cooldown room now. It's actually, I think it's going to be Casper's second or third time in the cooldown room. We're going to get Theo in as well. There we go. And there we go. Okay, everyone's in the cooldown room.
Oh god. Box, what happened?
Well done.
I'm so dead. I can't.
Oh, yeah, good face.
And it was 4 times.
Oh, Box, what happened?
I spun
Like,
once in INES, as I can remember. That put me right back down to the middle of the grid. And I had to work my way back up again. And when I did, we had the safety car, didn't we? And then I was on the rev limit, and then all of a sudden I just got like held back. And then like half a second later, the rev limiter went away, and then I just spanned my wheels and yeah. I hope
Yeah,
that.
the end of the safety car. And the safety car when we were about to go, I think it was the box in front of us had a like massive slide. And
Yeah.
because I literally like barely sapped his rear or something, and honestly it caused like an entire queue of cars behind.
That was my rev limiter just like releasing all or something.
Yeah. Gave Casper like a 2-second lead as well.
Yeah. I hope they get rid of that. Because it never used to be in F1 21, did it? Or 2020?
What?
It's that rev limiter thing. That's new to this game, and I hope they get rid of it.
Did you go near
There's so many
the?
crashes.
Did you go near the pit limiter or?
No, it's the safety car thing.
Oh, that's weird. I haven't had that.
It only happens if you're in like third or fourth gear,
No, okay.
because your revs are just like there's too much torque or something like that. So if you're in second, you won't get it because you're not going fast enough. But then when the rev limiter does go, then you're not in a good gear.
Okay. Yeah, you came from the back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the safety car that was the first one basically played into your hand.
I was going to say it's perfect.
Yeah, because you got a free pit stop. Because
First one came out because of me. Me and an Alpine crashed in a straight, and that caused a safety car.
I think I was already second when the first one came out, but
yeah, you were second.
Was like 10, 15 ahead, wasn't you?
I don't
I think
know
I
why.
had underfloor as well.
I don't know why Magelda crashed. I don't know. I saw him driving the second straight really slowly.
I think his wheels snapped. Something like that happened.
Yeah, he said his wheel broke in chat.
Oh, his wheel was snapped in half. Okay. Oh.
Don't know how that happens, but you know.
That kind of ruined my mood a bit, because then I saw you like really behind me, but yeah. Yeah, Box, you drove really well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start from the back again. Hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially around this track as well. Like, I started off with like 100% EOS, and I didn't use any for like the first couple of laps. I wanted to use it until I, got up against traffic that I was a bit stuck against. But as soon as I used it against my first car, 40% left, and it's just like, what?
So, do you know how all they use, like fighting for that position and shit, and it's getting very tense, very exciting for all of you, right? My eyes are only fixed on one thing now. And can anyone guess what that is? Can anyone guess?
Next season.
Next season.
Finale.
Next
F1 23.
F1 23. I mean, if you've seen the grid so far, then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll buy it tonight, I think.
So it's going to be a very interesting season next season, and I hope it go. I mean, there was a lot of nice driving today, but yeah, some people just thing. But my question is though, if your wheel snapped, I mean, your pedals are still working, so
he would have retired anyway. He couldn't, because he can't park 10 seconds and then he gets disqualified and he has to stop anyway.
Yeah, but there's a less chance of a safety car coming out from that than
yeah, true.
Crashing on a wall, debris.
Oh.
So yeah, I think with Casper, how are you feeling, man? First win of season 2. Obviously, you had a lot of wins last season.
Yeah. Been tough. A really tough race at the end.
Yeah, especially with that safety car, you were losing out to the box quite a bit, but were you preserving those tyres? Were you pushing your hardest? I mean, what?
No, I wasn't trying to get a penalty. That was like my main priority, because I knew When Box got the 3 second, I just knew I had to just drive cleanly and I would win. But
Yeah, I mean, it ended in your way today, but definitely, if that safety car never had happened in the restart the way it did, there might have been a collision. I mean, who knows? It was a battle for the win in the end. And the Box obviously knew what he had to do. And he got very close in that last lap as well.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
Yeah,
I wasn't
3
gonna
seconds,
on
yeah.
that.
It's virtually impossible, so I think you were just making sure you didn't make any mistakes, which you didn't. And then, yeah, you were safe. But great drive from start to finish. You took pole position. And looked unstoppable. I mean, what was going through your head when you saw Black Major spun out on those softs?
I was like, okay. I thought that was a Williams, like a backmarker Williams. I was like, okay. And then I saw red striped tires. I was like, oh, okay. And then it was just a dart to the first corner, which we were really close. I think we even touched a bit. I'm not sure. And then just when I finally got ahead of him, then that gap started to build.
Yeah, it is your 6th race win this season. Not this season, in your time in British United. You got 5 wins in season 1, that's including the sprint. And now it's your 6th win. So I need to make a little record thing about the race winners, don't I? But yeah, win number 6. When we're going to see win number 7?
I don't think anytime soon. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see in season 3. Yeah. I'm gonna pull back into the commentary room now. And yeah, we're gonna end the stream there. Remember, vote for your driver today. That race was extremely hectic. So surely someone is going to be your candidate. And I think it either goes in the hands of the Box or Casper, in my opinion. But since it's Casper's first win this season, my vote goes with him. And for everyone who has voted right now, we're going to do a live vote reveal. Because obviously the vote ends at 12 tonight. And yeah, just get your vote in. Let's see who's winning then. It's actually tied between Casper and the Box. Okay. Yeah. Make sure to get your votes in then. But yeah. We'll see you next time. We're gonna raid and frack again. I mean, gotta feel devious doing it. You know, we'll raid this guy literally every time we stream. Go show him some love. He's streaming the Creator Series finale. I was watching that before the stream today. So yeah, enjoy the rest of his race and thank you for racing. And we'll see you next.